In this video, we're going to be starting by doing our keyword research. Now, this is going to be free keyword research. In the next video, I'll be showing you how to do it with a paid tool. Now, if you really want to be serious about SEO, I highly recommend that you do the paid version. You don't need to do it maybe the first year of your blog if your blog is brand new, but having a professional grade tool is going to give you, instead of hundreds of keywords, it's going to give you thousands to even hundreds of thousands of keywords that you can go through using the systems that I'll teach you in the next video. But if your blog is brand new, if you're just looking to do a little bit of light keyword research, then everything I'm going to be showing you in this free version is going to be completely useful and fine, enough to get a couple quarters of content under your belt. So the first thing is, I want you to open up this template. It's called Template-Yearly Keyword Research. You can find that in the resource section or by clicking below if you're watching this on YouTube. So you can download and use all of these documents. So this has everything. This has the competitor research that we'll get to later. And I like to have one document that I do every year with keyword research because I do my keyword research once a year. You can do it more, you can do it less. Now, this is going to be our free keyword research. So we're going to be using two methods to get keywords, and they're very simple. So the first is using called wordtracker.com. Now there's plenty of free keyword research tools. Usually they're very limited, but wordtracker.com is going to be fine to start with. So basically what we're going to do is try to find keywords related to our topic. So in this video and subsequent videos about keyword and competitor research, I'm going to be doing research for my blog Shizen, which is my tea blog. So I'm going to pretend that I'm doing, actually not even pretend, I'm going to be doing real keyword research right now, finding keywords about matcha that I want to write about. So the first thing you do, obviously, is when you come here, you know what your three categories are, right? So you've done all that. That was in previous modules. You know what your main niche is, and you have your three sub-niches. So let's say for Shizen, the main niche is tea and teaware, and then my sub-niches are Chinese tea, Japanese tea, and teaware, accessories. So for me, it's Japanese tea. So I do keyword research 3 times. I have 3 subcategories on my website. So I do independent keyword research for every one of those 3 categories. I recommend that you do the same. In this video, I'm going to focus on one of my subcategories, which is Japanese tea. So what I'm going to do is, quite simply, search Japanese tea. And when I search this on this free keyword research tool, it's going to give me related keywords that this tool has kind of identified. Then what I'm going to do, and this is kind of the problem with the free stuff, is you have to manually do this, but we're going to basically copy and paste all of these keywords over to our spreadsheet here. So by doing that, we have the keyword here that's related to the main keyword we put in. We have the volume, the number of searches that it gets a month. And we have the competition, how competitive this tool believes that keyword is. So now we already have a nice list of keywords related to Japanese tea. Now, good keyword research is really, really thorough. So you want to put in your keywords, and if you want to be really thorough, what you'll do is then you'll put in every single individual keyword that it recommends here and basically start from scratch. You're going to get new keywords with this keyword of the keyword we found, and again, we're just going to go and take all of them and we're going to plug them in. Actually, make sure it's all in line. There we go. Okay. So you're going to keep repeating this. Then you have Japanese tea. Over here we have suggestions. So we're going to go through and click the suggestion. And ideally it would give you more results, but this one doesn't have any more, which means this does not get very many searches, but we kind of know that. This is not something people are going to search a lot. But let's go back. Oops, too far. Japanese tea. You can see that this is a pretty good tool. It's a little limited, but here we go. Let's try this one. This is a related search term to Japanese tea. This is great. So we're going to copy this stuff and put it in. Now, this is using suggested words, but we're human beings and we're smart. So we can think of concepts, ideas, people, places, anything that has anything to do with Japanese tea. So matcha is one. I'll put matcha in. And then when I do matcha, I'm going to get tons of good keywords. And I can put those in. There we go, matcha. Again, we're not being judgmental here. We're just putting in as much as possible, right? Here's other stuff. We have tea. Okay, well, tea is related to Japanese tea, obviously. So let's find all the tea, all the keywords about tea. And we'll take them and we'll plug them in. Okay, so you can see where I'm going with this. We'll go back to matcha. Matcha whisk. Cool. So let's take matcha whisk and plug that in. So now we'll get keywords that are related to matcha whisk. And we have some nice keywords here. Matcha whisk is good. How to make matcha tea without whisk. That's an awesome keyword that has 427 searches, which is not very many. It's a small number of searches with low competition. That's great. If we want to start a tea blog, that is a perfect word to go after. Let's keep moving on. Instead of matcha whisk, tea whisk. Okay, let's try tea whisk. All right, so now we're at a wall where we can't continue anymore with this free tool. So you can wait another day. You can you can clear your browser cookies and then just go to it again. But the point here is you can keep plugging in keywords. Now, where great bloggers succeed, where people who really hit the next level, is you have to think. So don't just think about the keywords people search about Japanese tea. Think about the keywords that Japanese tea would help solve their problem, but they don't know what Japanese tea is. Let me give you a specific example, a little heady. There are people that don't want to drink coffee in the morning because it stains their teeth or it gives them too much of a caffeine hit. So they're looking for coffee alternatives. Coffee alternatives is a cool keyword because what's a good coffee alternative? Matcha tea. So whatever your blog is, don't just think about the obvious keywords, the obvious topics that are related to your blog. Think about things people would search that your product, service, or blog would solve. Another example is, I feel anxious, I have anxiety. That's a great keyword because if you have a matcha blog, well, matcha reduces anxiety. So you would want to put the keyword, how to reduce anxiety. That's a great keyword for matcha. So when you go through and do your keyword research, I already have, let's say, 180 keywords here. But when I do this for my big clients, I'll have literally hundreds of thousands of keywords. I know it's overkill, but I will download every single keyword that I can. And I not only use tools such as Word Tracker, which you can use, and paid tools, which I'll show you in the next video, but you can also just go on Google and think of ideas. Coffee alternative, that's a great idea. So I'll put that as one of my possible keywords. Another thing that I do as well is you can start typing matcha and you can see what Google populates. Now I have a plugin that will show you the volume. You won't have that. But you can type matcha and we can see all these great keywords that Google is recommending. Matcha versus coffee caffeine. That is an awesome keyword, so we'll put that down too. We can also look at the people also ask. These are all informational, long tail keywords, which, as you know, informational, long tail keywords are the easiest keywords to rank for because they have low competition. So all of these are perfect. So I'm just going to copy and paste all of these into our spreadsheet. Just put them all in. Great. Now, when you click one of these, it also loads more. So you can get basically infinite keywords. And every single one of these, we can just put in. Is there fake matcha? Awesome keyword. We can just put in keyword after keyword after keyword. So that's matcha. We can do Japanese tea. Here are some great keywords, long tail keywords that we can write about. The more time you spend on this, the better. You can spend weeks just copy pasting every single keyword on Google. You don't need tools. You don't need paid tools. You can do it all 100% free just with your brain and brainstorming and writing down keywords. Okay, where is matcha from? What color should matcha be? What does matcha taste like? So these are all keywords that I just think about. Plug them in Google and look at the related searches. Look at the people also ask. Very, very simple. So free keyword research might take a little bit more time than some of the processes I'll show you in the paid, but it's just as effective. And honestly, you can have 190 keywords and you can whittle this down to 12. The 12 keywords, one a week for the next 12 weeks, 3 months, if you want to do it by quarter. You can choose to write an article every day, or you can write one article a year. It doesn't matter. Consistency matters. But this is how you go about it. Now, one other thing I want to point out, when you do Google, you're not going to have the volume and keyword difficulty as you will when you use a tool. Is matcha stronger than coffee? I don't know how many searches that gets a month. It kind of doesn't matter. Volume and difficulty let you be more informed, lets you be more strategic. But when you're just starting out and you're not using paid tools, you don't have to stress so much. Just getting content up there on Google, like we talked about in Module 2, I believe, just getting blog posts up is far more important than not getting blog posts up. Or worse, waiting until you have everything perfect and getting blog posts up. Just get it up. The volume and the difficulty really doesn't matter that much. What's more important is you're getting stuff up. So if you don't have a paid tool, you're going to be going a little bit in the blind, a little bit in the dark when you do your content strategy in our next module. But it's really not that important. It's more important that you just get stuff up. And just go by this easy formula, which is long tail keywords that are informational. You really can't go wrong there. And the easiest thing that you could possibly do, if you don't know what to write about, and we'll talk about this in future modules, but if you really don't know what to write about, just take people also ask. What causes big stomach in females? That's interesting, somehow related to Japanese tea. Just take people also ask questions and write a blog post answering them. And that's the easiest way to start your SEO. But anyway, in this video, we covered the first part of keyword research, which is just getting as many keywords as possible and putting them in this spreadsheet. In the next video, we're going to do the exact same thing again, but with a paid tool. It's good to know, even if you don't have that tool, and you can always buy that tool in the future and come back and watch that video. Also, that tool has a free version. You can use it for 2 weeks and then cancel it and get, all your money back. So that's a way to do it as well. Whatever way you choose, watch that video, you'll know. After we get all of our keywords in, whether it's free or whether it's paid, then I'll show you how to go through it, and that's in the content strategy section. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.